Sorry. Mr. Ochapinti? Mrs. N. Garrett? Ms. Tejada?
Here.
Ms. Salahuddin?
Here.
Would you like for me to call roll for all of the trustees, for the student trustees and student council advisory?
Just the trustees, please.
Okay. Mr. Murphy?
Here.
Ms. Nathan?
Here.
Ms. Hua?
Here.
Mr. Ocampo?
Here.
Ms. Cole? Ms. Lajano? Okay, that's all of them.
Thank you so much. All right, we're now going to jump into the Pledge of Allegiance. Can I get a flag? All right, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I will lead. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Unless there's any changes. Sorry, I went on mute. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, so this just jumps into the meat of our program, which is the recognition of our senior student trustees and student advisory members. I'm sorry. Woo. So this has been a year like no other that I can remember. When we started this year, and I have vivid remembers, I know Ms. Tejada can speak to this too, of our first meeting that we had this year and the plans that we had for this year. No one could have planned for this. This has been absolutely an extraordinary year. And what has really blown me away is that as soon as we're able to get connected on Zoom, the meetings and the work by the student trustees and the student advisory members continue. And that's just really a testament to the resilience of all of you and your dedication to the work, that it kept going, even with all the obstacles that were put in place. So I really wanted to, and I know the entire board really wanted to take a moment in the evening to acknowledge your work and really to say thank you for everything that you've done. And I'll toss it over to Ms. Tejada, who is, we're both on the committee, the Student Advisory Committee together.
So I also want to commend you for your resilience and your leadership. You know, we like to say that our district is all about student voice, and you're the reason why. Our inaugural student advisory council last year got the ball rolling. A lot of you were part of that, but you went in head first and you made changes. You made change, and this also did not stop you. This pandemic did not stop you. You got at-home learning and going, and then you immediately wanted to have a meeting and get back to. We couldn't get back to normal, but you were concerned about you were concerned about the future of the Student Advisory Council for next year. And I, as Ms. Salahuddin and I can testify, we just sit back and we watch. And you, especially at our CSBA conference, you led an entire workshop, including Q&A. You had school board members from other districts in California asking you tough questions, and you took most of them, really. And I was so impressed. And I know those seniors here, you're going to take this with you. And I just know you're going to change the world. And I know it sounds like exaggerated, but when I see young people like you leading at this level, it gives me hope. So I want to thank you for the privilege that you've given me to be around you when you made change happen. And good luck.
Trustee Lee.
this year's been incredible watching all of you work together, and with the presentations you were able to make before the board, and before the pandemic hit. To be able to watch those of you who were at the CSBA conference do what you did, to hear about the work that you did, to watch the presentations that you've put together for us, you guys have really elevated what the role is of a student trustee and the student advisory committee. I mean, this is beyond anything that I could have imagined for this group of students, and for what the expectation is going to be for future student trustees and future student advisory councils. And I know that with the leadership that you guys have provided this year, and for the ones of you who were part of it last year, we know that the legacy you leave behind is absolutely incredible, what you're leaving behind for us, for this district, and the example that you set for future generations. It's remarkable. So you are to be commended, and I can't wait to see what you guys do in the years ahead, because you've already changed our district, and if you can do that, you will definitely change the world around you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm turning it over to Dr. Deloria.
Thank you. I was trying to think, was CSBA in your presentation this year? It seems like so long ago, but I was so proud of our students, and I know not the entire advisory council couldn't go, but the work that went into the presentation, I know everyone worked on that. And I was so proud, and I know the board members were too. I remember after the presentation, there were board members and superintendents from other districts coming up to us saying, how did you do that? Do you really let them have something? Do you really let them have a voice? And people emailing us. And I was just super proud. And this is an example of authentic engagement. You know, we try to teach it in government with a certain amount of success, but this is an example of really authentic engagement. And I want to thank you for your service, and I have hope for next year. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if our AFT rep or AFT president, Monica Casey, wanted to speak.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, as the union president, I represent the classified staff and the certificated staff. And on behalf of AFT 1481, thank you so much. We wouldn't be here at all if it wasn't for the students. So it's really important for us to hear from you. And this is one of the ways that we hear from you. So we're really happy to have you on this board and on the committee. And thank you so much for all you did this year and in your future. Good luck.
Thank you. So Assemblymember Mullen, I want to be respectful of your time. I'm wondering if you have some time to hear our student advisory president, Amanda. She was going to go over some of their accomplishments this year, and then I was going to turn it over to you. That's okay?
Wonderful. Absolutely.
Okay. So turning it over to our two-term student advisory president, Amanda Murad, to lead us through a little reflection of what they did this year and what resonates with her, what she wants to speak about.
Yeah, so give you a little bit of a summary of some different things we worked on. So we started off by figuring out what our main goals were for this year. And once we figured out we wanted to focus on going green, facilities, and security, the group worked hard to come up with the brainstorm and come up with a presentation. But along with that, we also worked hard to get the input from students from not just in our group, but outside of our group, and hear students' feedback from everyone at our schools. So we also worked on doing school site meetings and presented what we had done so far, and then give their feedback. And then after each school site meeting, we then edited that presentation to make sure it accurately represented the voice of the whole, everyone in our schools, and not just our smaller group. But then we presented to the board, and it was also great. I'm still so proud of us going to work on the presentation for CSBA, and we did that in December, and the response was great. So that was pretty amazing opportunity for us to be able to share our thoughts with board members from across California. So that was pretty amazing. We also worked on the beach cleanup where we gathered several hundred students from across the whole district and cleaned up at Lindemar Beach, which is the turnout. I mean, it surprised us a little bit. We reached out to everyone, but also, you know, happily surprised the Pacifica Beach Coalition. Even though we're in contact with them, they were surprised how many students were able to get to that. So that was pretty awesome. And also other things, even just at all of our meetings, the brainstorms and great conversations we had. I think it was a great place for us to all share different things that were going on in our schools, and not just share different things that maybe things we could solve and different proposals of what one school did and what another school could then take from other ideas, but just having that collaboration was a really great place. And I think a lot of great things came out of that. And also John and Joe at the groundbreaking ceremony, you guys did an amazing job there. So I remember just sitting back and watching, you like, oh my God, you guys are so awesome. So that was pretty great. And just there's just a little bit of a reminder of all the work you guys put in this year. So I just want to say that I am so proud of everything that you guys have done. You guys worked so hard, and really you can see you've had an impact. And even just our trustees too, all the input you have at board meetings, that's a pretty amazing thing you guys have been able to do. And I'm just so happy that you guys have really taken this position and shared your voice. And I'm so thankful I've had this opportunity to do this and be a part of this council. And I also want to thank the board for supporting us all along the way, especially Kalima and Rosie. You guys have just been there to guide us and support, especially me too, when I'm trying to figure different things out. And Miss Bell, you've always been on. If I call you with something, I'm trying to print this, I'm trying to get this figured out, you're always available to help with any little big thing, anything at all. So I'm super appreciative for you too. And I've had an amazing time. I've learned so much from this experience, and I feel like all of you, the board members, the student council members, and trustees, you all have really helped me grow as a person too. And I'm just so appreciative of this experience, and I'm glad we've been able to hopefully make some changes and just have positive feedback. And I've just had a really great time, and I wish I could be with you all right now to be able to give you hugs and be with you and, you know, be commemorate this special thing. But, you know, this is where we're at, and I'm happy I can see your faces too. So just want to say thank you.
Thank you. So open it up to the floor to any of our other student trustees or student advisory members that want to share.
I want to say thank you to everyone that has impacted me so far. Like literally without you guys, I would never even know you guys existed. And because you guys made my life so much more happier, especially Kalima, Rosie, and like Michelle and Terry and Andy and everyone else. Like you guys, whenever I spoke to you guys, you always put a smile on my face. And especially Rosie. I grew up with Rosie. I don't like literally I knew her with the church, and I knew her since like kindergarten. And then one day I was like, huh, where is she? And then I found out she was here. Like, this is where you are. I'm like, oh my God, I found you. Like, so it's really nice to see how like how everyone was like working well together. And I'm really like thankful to have an opportunity. And I wish you all the best in the future again.
I'd like to thank the whole, the student board, the team, the board of trustees, just giving this opportunity to me to experience what it's like to listen to what's happening in our district. Before I really kind of didn't know what was happening. I just kind of knew what was happening in my school. That was really it. Really just kind of going with the flow. But as I got into the student trustees, I learned there's a lot happening within the other schools, with our own district. And it just sort of opened my eyes to, what is happening, and made me realize everything that's happened around us. And the student advisory team, that was always fun throughout the entire year, going to the meetings, participating in events, thinking of ideas. It was just an opportunity that, at first I was sort of skeptical about, but at the very end, I'm really happy and proud that I got to do this for the year. So thank you.
Yeah, my camera's not working right now, sorry. But I just wanted to say, thank you to all the board members. Thank you to Amanda. you've been an inspiration to me. You know, as a junior, I know that, you know, I'll have opportunities to, you know, learn and grow next year as well. But I think even this year has been really important for me just to grow as a person. And I know a lot of that has been a tribute to you guys. You know, you've given me so many opportunities to become a better leader and just to become a better person overall. And I know I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for you guys and if it wasn't for the opportunities that you've, you know, given me this year. So I'm truly thankful for that.
Yeah, along with what everyone else has said, I just want to say thank you to everyone who makes this possible, because this has definitely been a highlight of my senior year. And I think it's just feels so amazing to be part of the group that is able to make changes and give voices to the people who maybe aren't as involved within our schools.
I'd like to thank the board members. This is actually my first time taking on a leadership position outside of school, and it was really out of my comfort zone. And I'd really like to thank all the board members for supporting us students and really giving us an opportunity to grow from these leadership experiences. When I went to the CSBA conference, it was actually the first time I've traveled without a parent. So it was really comforting knowing that Mr. Hada, Ms. Salahuddin, they were always like, and Miss Dr. Deloria, they were always with us, and just it really reassured me. And for also giving us that freedom to like just explore the conference, and Amanda for like directing us and telling us where the conference area was, because we were kind of lost. And it was just a really nice experience. And I'm really glad I met all of you and the student trustees and the student advisory council members, because you don't really get the opportunity to meet people out of your school sometimes. And it's just a really great eye-opening experience for me.
Just like what everyone said, I'd also like to, thank everyone for all of the support and, giving us a chance to create change within our district and our schools. Similar to what John said about kind of getting to know our district more and just how, how things process and work was such an eye-opening experience for me, because, as a freshman, I didn't really know what was happening, and getting this position, it really opened up my eyes to everything. So thanks for you for that.
I'll just add a really quick thing, kind of just to add on to what everybody else was saying. I just want to do a really quick shout out to Amanda. I've known her since I was really little, and my mom was actually her math teacher. So I've been really close with Amanda. And I just want to say that my biggest compliment from a lot of my teachers is that they say, "Oh my gosh, you're just like Amanda." And that, like, it makes me feel so good, because Amanda's just so important to her community and everybody respects her, and she's just so powerful. So thank you, Amanda. And I know you're going to do really good in your future.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, guys. I'm trying to keep it together over here. I'm like, don't cry, because you cry all the time. It's not. So I'm going to open the floor to one of our special guests, which is Assemblymember Kevin Mullen, who I've known for quite a while, and his dad was a teacher. And I know he values the importance of education, and also he's been a huge advocate for youth and participating in democracy, and has been pushing to lower the voting age so that we can get more of you guys voting and helping to frame our future. So thank you so much for joining us, and I turn the floor over to Assemblymember Mullen.
Well, thank you so much, Kalima, President Salahuddin. I'll address you by your official title. And Dr. Deloria, it's wonderful to be with all of you, and how great to hear directly from these students. You are all rock stars, and we are very, very proud of you. I want to thank the other members of the Board of Trustees for allowing me the opportunity just to share a couple of thoughts with our student trustees and the members of the Student Advisory Board. I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of the state of California to thank you all for your tireless and selfless dedicated service to your district. Your commitment to civic engagement and advocacy on behalf of your fellow students serves as a model for others to follow and is truly commendable. For your seniors, and I know that I believe most of you are seniors, I could be wrong about that, but for the seniors, I know this is not how you envisioned your high school journey ending, but please know that you've had a major positive impact on the district. While the COVID-19 virus may have taken away many of the things seniors look forward to, such as prom, senior ditch day. It says senior prank here. I didn't know seniors still do pranks. That was like back in my day. But of course, your graduation as well. Please take heart in knowing that it can't take away all the wonderful experiences you've had and the friendships and the memories that you've established, especially with your service on the Student Advisory Board. So just a minor recognition of your excellent work. My colleague, Assemblymember Phil Ting, who shares Northern San Mateo County with me in terms of representation in the State Assembly. He and I have prepared some certificates, and I do see a representative of Assemblymember Ting's office on the call as well. So thank you for being there. We've prepared some certificates as a token of our appreciation for your service. And as you close this chapter in your life and embark on the next one, I wish you all the very best of luck as you pursue your future endeavors. And Kalima mentioned that I've been an advocate for student voting, 17-year-old primary vote, and getting young people involved in civic engagement. You all are seeing firsthand the value of serving and representing your fellow students to the district. So this experience you have, Amanda and the others, this will be invaluable, and you'll carry this with you for the rest of your life. And I'm always beating the drum for getting involved in public service. So hopefully this has turned a switch on and you see the value of serving people. And when you lay your head down at night, you know that you put in good work on behalf of something larger than yourself. So you are all are a shining example of that. And the state of California is grateful. So with that, I'll send it back to Kalima, but just a sincere note of gratitude, and the state of California thanks you.
Thank you. And I was out running, driving out the certificates of appreciation to most of you, and those who I didn't get today, I will get to tomorrow, so you will be able to have those. But the distance was a little longer than I thought it was going to be for me today, so I'm sorry I couldn't get it to everyone today. I know that Assemblymember Phil Ting will be joining us in a little bit, but before we do that, one of our other board members was able to hop on, Trustee Ochipinti, and so if you're ready, I can turn the floor over to you if you wanted to address the students, trustees, and advisory members.
Sure. Thank you, President Salahuddin. Good to see everybody. Yeah, I mean, there's so much that I think this year and even prior years in your high school experience that you've been able to bring to the school board, and not just the school board, but the district and the community. That I just want to appreciate and acknowledge what it means to be a student and a young person in the community, and trying to make a change, at different levels, because all of you are already active. We are aware, at school, with your family, with friends, things that don't go acknowledged all the time, but the kind of things that add up and aren't always appreciated with an award or something like that. But when you do take the extra step and you do something like this, it's a civic duty. It's considered volunteering. It's considered extracurricular. It's considered something that is above and beyond what a lot of us are able to do sometimes. We know that even ourselves, our capacity to do things is not always easy, but for you as students to take this step and to participate in the board, this is government, like student government. This is, you're active in public policy. And this is an opportunity that I'm glad you're able to be a part of. I'm glad that I was able to be on the board while you're here. I haven't had the same opportunity to work with you as other people in the district, obviously. But I used to be a teacher here, and I know growing up here too and being a student in this district, what it means to be involved in our community and in Daly City and Pacifica areas, and of course, Brisbane, Broadmoor, and Colma. But really, like in the San Francisco Bay Area, you're playing a part and you're setting an example, and all the things you've seen, whether you've been able to go to a conference in San Diego or in the city, or whether you've been able to be on this board for any length of time, that your input is appreciated, it is recognized, and I think most importantly, what I like to leave students with is just an inspiration, because other students will see that you did that. Not just everybody in the community, but other students. Maybe you have siblings or at least younger friends who see that and say, you know what, I know somebody who was on board, and that's inspiration enough to think about any opportunity and stepping forward and doing whatever we can. And so props, respect, and really, yeah, should be proud. Should be proud. Thank you for your service, and keep it up. Don't be afraid to be a part of that when you get out of high school. Obviously, student government never ends, right? Here we are on a school board. So as a teacher and as somebody active here, public service is always an opportunity. So yes, thank you. And congratulations.
Thank you, Trustee Chupinti. Helena's on the line. We were just talking about your reflection for this year, and I don't know if you wanted to share because you joined a little late. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah. I guess this year was really good. I'm really glad that we got so much done and we are able to begin making an impact on our community. And yeah.
There you go. That's a good elected official, the power of brevity. I need to embrace that more in my daily life. So, and just to echo, if you'd have talked to me when I was in high school and asked me if I would be an elected official, I would have told you no. It was a thing that was farthest from my mind. I never thought that that was something I was capable of achieving. And I know when I was asked initially to run for school board, I said no, I just didn't think I was worthy of doing something like that. And I'm so glad that I took the leap forward and did it. And I really hope that a lot of you can grasp now that elected office is for everyone and that it's something that we should all embrace from different walks of life. And I'm hoping that some of you look into possibly either public service in the form of running for an office or any other form, because you guys have been awesome, inspirational, made me look at things in a different way. Have been open to hearing what I had to say. And there's really been an exchange, not just a one-way conversation, but an exchange of ideas. And as Trustee Tejada said, when we're sitting in the meetings, we are just kind of blown away. We don't run the meetings. We're just kind of observing. And it's kind of like this proud mama observation. Like we both sit there so proud and every time just kind of really blown away at the level of maturity, how serious you guys took the work. You took the work so seriously and so selflessly and empathetically. And we can't get some of our adults there. We have a really hard time getting some of our adults there, as you've seen in some of our board meetings. So I have just been so proud at not just your service, but the level of service. And so I can confidently say just as involved I've been as a school board member, both locally, at the county, at the state level, this is something that each of you are more than capable of doing. And I hope you look into it into the future because we could definitely use you right now. So I am not worried about any of you moving forward after you leave us. And I hope you don't forget us and that you come back and be sure, I will say this for your moms too, like call and write your moms, but then after you do that and your parents, then text, email, call us just to let us know how you're doing as well. Because I am going to miss each and every one of you who are leaving us as seniors this year. But yeah, that was just my shout out to your parents, because I know how hard it is when you leave and go to college. So I see that Assemblymember Fielding is here, and I will turn the floor over to him. We've just been talking a little bit, or a little reflection on what they've done this year, and they're talking about what they appreciated. Now I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Kalima. It's so great to see everyone. And I just wanted to join Kalima and all the members of the Jefferson Union High School District School Board and just thanking you, especially the student trustees, for all the work you've done. I think she said it so well, where we're at a time where getting people to participate in their local school board, but just in their community is so difficult. So it's so great to see young people, especially high school students, participate and really show a level of enthusiasm and desire. I really personally appreciate. I just want to thank you. Being part of that decision-making process is so important. We oftentimes talk about how we want to engage the public, but the public doesn't always want to be engaged. They don't always want to be, they don't always want to show up. So we really appreciate you showing up, you giving us your feedback, and really representing not just your personal views, but so many other students. It's made a huge difference. I also know it's been a very tough year to be a senior. And I just thank you for all your patience throughout this very tough time. I know that there's been a lot of sacrifice, but I just wanted to just say thank you. We know it's not easy to be staying at home when senior year, spring semester, usually it's all the fun stuff kind of happens. We know that at some point you're going to get to celebrate that. And I know your families are very appreciative. We wouldn't want to be doing this if we didn't have to. This is to make sure that everyone gets to stay safe, including your families. But I just wanted to join here and just say thank you. Thank you for hanging in there this year, hanging in there this semester. But thank you so much for your service. Really very much appreciate it.
Thank you. So while they're on the line, I don't know if anyone has any questions on them, because it's very rare that you have both of them in the same space. And I'm gonna stay out of it because I always have tons, but they hear from me a lot. No? Cool. There you go. So I know that we do have some business in terms of looking at next year's applicants. And I don't know if you guys want to stay on the line and do that now. If you wanted to cover that in another time, I'll toss it over to Amanda.
I think I can text you guys because there's a few more that I've got some more texts recently about different suggestions for people. So all those emails have either been sent out or will be sent out. So we have about 12, 13 applicants right now, and we're hoping to get more after that second wave of the suggestions we got. So hopefully we get more from that. So I'll be texting you guys, and then maybe we can, after in the next week or so, then start planning those interviews. But one thing though is that we haven't gotten any applicants from Oceana. So I know Chanel's not here right now, but I'll probably reach out to her. Or if any of you guys even know people Oceana too they think would be good, and or try to reach out to people you know there, that'd be great, because we definitely want to make sure we have representatives from all the schools and try to have an even number, if as close to even number as possible, from all the schools as well. But after we get that second wave of applicants in, then I'll be in contact with you guys so we can plan that.
All right, that sounds great. Thank you. And I think one of the things that we should definitely push is that we should have thought about this earlier, but having Zoom has actually made, would make it easier for students to participate, because coming to the DO was, I think, a little bit of hardship, especially for some of our students. So even if we're able to come back together, I think we should try to keep a Zoom element so that students who have a hard time getting to a singular location would make it easier for them to join and participate in meetings. So that's another way to help people come in, is that I find it so much easier to come to meetings now that I just kind of have to walk from my living room to my bedroom and turn on my laptop. So I'm hoping that'll be one hurdle that's removed from our students in participating.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
All right, unless we have anything from anyone else.
Well, I'm going to miss seeing our seniors. And I hope our other Student Advisory Council members stay on, who are underclassmen. This is a really sad time. It's a really sad time, but I'm really happy for those of you who are going on, and please stay in touch. You got to tell us how you're doing. Okay, thank you.
Yep, very
All right.
excited to hear what you guys do next. That's right. Yeah, just yeah, exactly. You know what the others have said. Just really excited to hear what you guys are up to, and can't wait to see what you guys do.
Yeah.
We do have the LCAP meeting coming up. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's it. I second what they said. Look forward to
Oh, we have the LCAP meeting coming up on the 26th. Yes. So if any of you want to join the LCAP meeting, I would love to have you there to go over that, especially I think hearing feedback on at-home learning, because there probably will be some component of that moving on to next year. And I'm pretty sure that might be discussed in the LCAP. So to have your feedback on that from a student perspective, and then also just so that we could talk about some of the items, what we can do. I know that next year is going to be extremely challenging, but anything that we can do moving forward from the presentation would be great. And if you could email the presentation to me, Amanda, that you gave to the board, just so we can have that and review it before we go into LCAP work study, that would be awesome.
Definitely. When is the LCAP study?
Candace, correct me if I'm wrong, my computer's running slow, but it's the 26th, right? Is it the 26th?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, at 6.
Yes, correct.
Okay, awesome. Also, we have a document of some different things for at-home learning, of different different challenges, and also maybe suggestions or different possible things to make that easier, different things. So either hopefully one of us can be there, or hopefully several of us too. But either way, at least we'll have that one of us can share or add on and explain. So, and maybe we can, in between that meeting, maybe add a few more if someone's thought of anything else too.
Amanda, can you share that with Joe Murphy, because he's one of the student representatives to the Return to School Committee?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if there's enough information that we can go over it on, if you can join on the LCAP and go over it with the board, I think that would be, I would love to hear that. It would help guide us when we're moving, getting information from the Return to School Committee as well, to have that all as a framework, I think would be awesome.
I think it is in the shared folder with all of our stuff from this year, but I will look and make sure that Joe and everyone
is.
has that.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay.
All right, unless there's anything else. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Or can I get, all right.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Hi. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks again for all your service.
Have a good one.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys again.